All right. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Chakudash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect. The name of this video is going to be Strive to Enter at the Strait Gate. All right. This is Luke chapter 13, verse 24. Strive to enter at the strait gate. For many, I say unto you, will seek to enter in and shall not be able. Right. So the first part of this verse is the main topic at hand. All right. Is to strive to enter in at the strait gate. Okay. Now let's go into the word strive to see what it's saying here. All right. So the Greek word there, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It says to enter a contest. All right. The first thing I think of is that we're running a race. Okay. The race is not given unto the swift. Okay. And Paul likened this ministry unto a race. Okay. So it says to enter at a contest, contend in the gymnastic games, right? To contend with adversaries, fight. Metaphor, to contend, struggle with difficulties and dangers. Okay? And that, basically is what this truth is all about. Is fighting the good fight of faith, although there's many dangers that are around us. Okay? It says to endeavor with strenuous zeal. Okay, let me look that word up real quick. Oh, no. All right. The word strenuous, requiring or using great exertion. All your muscles need more oxygen during strenuous exercise. Right. And that reminds me of the first commandment. What? Love the Most High with all thy mind, body, soul, and spirit. Okay. To endeavor. Okay. What is an endeavor? It's when you set up a goal for yourself. All right. The goal at the end of the day, okay, is to get to the kingdom. Okay. It says strive to obtain something. Okay. To fight. All right. Labor fervently. Okay. When you think of fervent, when I think of fervent, I think of heat. Okay. Fervent heat. Or what else? To be hot. Okay. To be all out for the truth. Okay. But let's go back. It says strive to enter at the strait gate. Okay, so it's basically saying, okay, let's go into it. The word straight. Okay, it says narrow or straight. All right. It says, the word straight, it says a narrow passage of water connecting two seas or two other large areas of water, used in reference to a situation characterized by a specified degree of trouble or difficulty. Okay, the economy is in dire straits, and that's right. The United States economy is in dire straits right now. Okay, now going back, let's go back again. It says strive or to fight. Okay, to have strenuous zeal to enter at the strait gate. Okay, it says for many, I say unto you, will seek to enter in and shall not be able. All right. The scripture says also too. Okay. It says, rather go to the house of mourning than to the house of feasting. All right. So your preference in this truth should be the hard way, man, and to fight for the hard way. All right. Because the hard way is going to get you into the kingdom. Okay. Now, I was going to get other scriptures first, but I'm just going to go to this scripture right here. This is 2nd Ezra. I'm going to start at verse 1. I'm going to read down. It says, when I made an end of speaking these words, there was sent unto me the angel which had been sent unto me the nights before. And he said unto me, up, Ezra, and hear the words that I am come to tell thee. And I said, spake on, my power. Then said he unto me, the sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great, but put the case, the entrance where were narrow and like a river. Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad? That's right, because the scripture says what? They that are faithful in the least, okay, shall be faithful in many, in so many words, okay? Quoting Luke the 16th chapter, all right? So it's imperative to go through that straight gate. It's imperative to go through the difficulties, okay? To enter through the narrow passage, all right? It says, who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad? And what is the broad? The broad is the kingdom, okay? In this case, all right? Verse 6, there is also another thing. A city is builded, which is making reference to the kingdom, all right? The New Jerusalem, all right? And set upon a broad field, and is full of good things, right? You know, when we ponder on the kingdom, you know, we ponder upon the jewels, the gems, the gold, the good food, the air we're going to breathe, the women we're going to get, all right? Those are some of the good things. It says the entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water. All right, now Yahweh Shai told his disciples to strive for this, man. Okay, look forward to it. All right. We can't expect the kingdom of heaven trying to duck and dodge hardship, man. All right. It says, the entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water, and one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water so small that there could be but one man go there at once. Now, another thing I want to make reference to is in verse 7, is that, you know, there's a lot of temptation that involves in this life, and that represents the fire and the water, the temptation, the perils, the persecution. The only way we're going to get through and go past those obstacles is what? Doing these videos and going out in the streets and doing the work of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's the most imperative thing to keep us on that straight and narrow path. Okay? The scripture says what? Strive for the truth until death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. All right? So it's imperative to do the work of the Lord, because that is the straight and narrow path. Okay? Other than that, you're going to fall by the wayside. Okay? And then, you know, of course, I'm speaking for myself first. All right? I know for myself, if I don't do these things, it's easy for me to fall into temptation, man. Okay? Verse 7, it says, the entrance thereof is narrow and set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water, and one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water. There's only one path unto the kingdom. The scriptures tell you that what? If you any man that's trying to come up some other way, the same as a thief and a robber. All right? It says, if this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the dangers set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? And I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion. That's right, man. Being an Israelite, this is what we ought to do. This is why we're here in America. This is why Esau is ruling on the four corners of the earth. Okay? He says, because for their sakes I made the world, and when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done. Okay? Because the scripture says what? By the sweat, because after Adam transgressed, he said, by the sweat of thy brow, thou shalt eat thy bread. Okay? And we're striving for the bread of life. And by all means, we're going to sweat in this truth. Okay? Figuratively speaking. Then were the entrances the world of this world made narrow, full of sorrow and travail. Okay, full of sorrow and travail. Okay, there are but few and evil, full of perils and very painful. So, in other words, if you ain't going through pain, all right, and there's truth, you ain't in the truth. All right, flat out. Verse 13, for the entrances of the elder world were wide and sure, and brought immortal fruit. If then they that live labor not to enter, same thing Yahweh Shai said, if then they that live labor not to enter these straight and vain things, they can never receive those that are laid up for them. That's right, man. So by all means, we're supposed to actually look for the hard path, man. Okay? Now, therefore, why disquietest thou thyself, seeing thou art but a corruptible man? And why art thou moved, whereas thou art but mortal? Why hast thou not considered in thy mind this thing that is to come, rather than that which is present? Okay, we're supposed to keep our mind on, scripture says, mind on high things, man. Set your affection on high. All right. Verse 17, then answered I and said, O Lord, that bearest rule, thou hast ordained in thy law that the righteous should inherit these things, but that the ungodly should perish. Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things and hope for wide. Okay? The righteous meaning what? The scriptures tell you what? That through the furnace of adversity and acceptable men, you know, I'm misquoting it. Let me just get it real quick. All right? Acceptable men through the furnace of adversity. All right? I'm just paraphrasing Salakia just for the sake of time. You know, in Sirach, the second chapter. Acceptable men through the furnace of adversity, man. Okay? So we should be expecting and looking forward to adversity in this truth. All right? The scripture says what? If you faint in the day of thy trouble, then thy faith is small. Then thy strength is small. All right? Verse 18. This is the main verse I want to get. Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things and hope for wide. For they have done wickedly. For they that have done wickedly have suffered the straight things, and yet shall not see the wide. Why? Because the scripture says what? A just man falleth 7 times and getteth back up, but the wicked falleth into mischief. By the wicked falling into mischief is not going to be the first fruits or the inheritance of the kingdom of heaven. All right? All right, now let me go back and go to some other scriptures that brothers, you know, pretty much know already. All right. Let me go to Matthew chapter 26 and verse 40. And he cometh up unto the disciples and findeth them asleep, and saith unto Peter, what? Could ye not watch with me 1 hour? Right? Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. Right. And on a side note, I want to mention is that it was very symbolic that they were asleep and they were supposed to be watching, you know, because Yahweh Shai knew that it was his time to be delivered. And they were supposed to be on watch. All right. But they were asleep. All right. Now, sleep is another form of comfort. All right. It's another form of relaxing. You know, when a lot of times, man, I just speak for myself. You know, some major hell come upon you, man. You just want to go to sleep, man. You know? Why? Because the flesh is weak, but the spirit is willing. Nevertheless, you're supposed to, you know, jump up and get to work, man. And get through the day. Because the days are shortened. Really, we don't have time for sleep. Okay? It says, watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. That's a part of the work, watching and praying. Okay? The spirit is weak, the willing, but the flesh is weak. All right? Because the flesh was to fall over into that fire or into that deep pit, into that deep water, man. All right? But through prayer and watching, you're able to keep on that straight path and keep that focus that is spoken in Matthew the 6th chapter. Keeping your eyes single. All right? Now, last verse, okay? This is Matthew chapter 7, verse 13. Enter ye at the straight gate, that path of difficulty, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. All right? The easy path. The easy path leads to destruction. All right? It says, and many there be which go in thereat. Okay? Because the scripture says what? Follow not a multitude to do evil. Because 9 times out of 10, what the multitude is doing wickedness, man. All right? Verse 14, because straight is the gate and narrow is the way, which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. That's why the scripture says what? That wisdom is going to try you. You know, she's going to be a burden unto you. It's going to be, you know, as shackles upon your wrist. In so many words, I believe that's Wisdom of Solomon. It's either Wisdom of Solomon, the 6th chapter, or Sirach, the 6th chapter. In fact, both of them are good, if I remember correctly, and speaking on the trials and tribulations that wisdom is going to put you through. But then after, you know, wisdom sees that you fit, and then that's when, that everlasting life comes to you, man, through the spirit, more knowledge, okay? And with that, I'm going to close out, Make sure I clean the plate. Yup. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Chakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And shalom to the elect. And strive for the truth unto death. And the Lord shall fight for you, man. With that, shalom to the elect.